We as a company, of course, verify of your studies and really appreciate it. We have a lot of experience, of course, in the FDA approval. So what we are offering to you is an upfront of 12 million.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, as you know, in the FDA approval, there are a lot of risk assessment. It really takes a lot, and then of course, if everything goes well, you get a bonus of 20 million of payout.
I was expecting a bit more probabilities. We have basically an issue with the probability of success of the approval of the. And from my side, the main issue, because I would see 60%. You said you have an experienced team which estimates this FDA approval at 10%, which from my standpoint is a differential of 50%. So I would propose to re-estimate all the expectation, considering maybe a kind of midway probability. So instead of considering 10% on your side, 60% on mine, we would more consider kind of 35%, which would be the half of the 50% difference we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have 25 less on my 60 and 25 more on your 10. And on my side, I was expecting more a gross profit of 90 million, 90. But if we consider the gross profit. Mm-hmm. The gross profit was 90 million. Where with your probability, your 10%, I was estimating the gross profit of just 40 million, which I do believe it's too low. In terms of probability of success, we would go at 65. So not 40, not 90, but 65 of expected gross profit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you run this calculation, actually, you would see, let's say that instead of gaining with your probability an expected extra of 11 million being together,
mm-hmm.
because if you consider 40 million with your probability, 40 million of expected gross profit, and I could be on my own I could make 20 million, and you would save 10 million on your side if we don't go to any deal.
Yes.
If we go together, we would go for an extra 11 million with your probability, but with my estimate, we would go to actually 61 million. With my proposal, we would have still an extra, which is a kind of in between of 36 million. So I would still accept the 20 million upfront, which is the fixed part. But since the probability is higher from my standpoint,
we do have our experience, right, on
which would give us an extra value added being together of 36 million.
36 million.
Instead of 11. I would be more on asking the 20 upfront and around 35.
Just to begin with the upfront payment. So if we don't get the FDA approval, which might be right, our probability is too low about it. So actually we are missing, and we are just missing money, because we are giving you the 20 million, you go with the 20 million, and we are not having, we are just investing on that, and we have very low probabilities on.
Then I have another proposal. Then at this stage, okay, you're saying that basically you're losing on the upfront if there is no approval from the FDA.
Mm-hmm.
So I would propose an upfront of 5 million instead of the 20. But if there is any success, I want 75 million on the bonus side.
To calculate which is our profit of the value generated together, right? So the 35% of success.
Okay. So you would agree that we should move from our original probability estimation of success, our first estimates, to another one. So moving to 35%.
So to get this through, so we are picking up the 20 million of upfront and
a 35 in bonus.
35. This, so we will offer that one to you.
Okay, that's fine. Deal. So 20 upfront, and 35 in bonus.
So yeah, 35 or 15. So we should get the second one, the 20 and the 15.
Yeah, that would be the B. If we really had to look at this.
Look at the. Okay.